Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. This is the third portion of Surah Naba'a from Ayah 17 to 30. As I have divided the Surah accordingly, the topics that are changing and are coming in Surah Naba'a. First, the topic was on the questioning of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the disbelievers because they were in disagreement about the day of judgment. And then the topic changed to the mercy and the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us in this dunya to enjoy. And then after remembering or after making us remember and realizing that what he has given us in this dunya to enjoy, to live our life comfortably, he then speaks about the day of judgment. What happens in the day of judgment, and especially what happens to the disbelievers in the hellfire. So let's see. First, I will read the ayahs from the Quran from ayah 17 to 30. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna yawmal fasli kana miqata. Yawma yunfakhu fis suri fatatuna afwaja. وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا لابثين فيها أحقابا لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا إلا حميما وغساقا جزاء وفاقا إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا. As you can see, the topic comes from the commencement of the day of judgment, and then slowly it moves on to the disbelievers. What will be the situation of the disbelievers on the day of judgment? Now, first we will do some translation and then we will slowly move on to the meanings, grammar, balagah. So let's see the first ayah, the ayah number 17. Inna yawmal fasli kana miqata. Indeed, the day of judgment is an appointed time. Now, when in an ayah the harf tawqid nas comes inna, that means that statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the statement? That Yawm al-Fasli kana miqata. Yawm al-Fasl here means the day of judgment. There are a lot of names, as I have done a slide in my previous video. There are a lot of names for the day of judgment. So one of the names is Yawm al-Fasl. So what happens on the day of judgment, or the day of judgment is the appointed time. It is an appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Miqat means that it is the day of appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will meet him on that day. And this statement means it is an emphasis, strong emphasis on this statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do we know? Because of the usage of this harf nas tawqid inna. It means it is giving the emphasis to the statement. It means indeed, surely it is going to happen. So let's see in ayah number 18. يَوْمَ يُنْفَخُ فِي الصُّورِ فَتَأْتُونَ أَفْوَاجًا. يَوْمَ يُنْفَخُ. Now whenever you see yawm, the noun yawm comes as a noun also, and sometimes it comes as a zarf also. How do you recognize when it comes as a zarf? Whenever you see the fatha over the last letter of, that means the meme, over the meme, when you see there is a fatha, that means this noun yawm is coming as a zarf. Zarf means to show you the time. Now yawma, that day. That day, which is the day? The day of judgment. Yunfahu. Now this verb yunfahu is coming from nafakha. Nafakha means, from the past tense, if I can let you know. Nafaha. Noon, fa and ha. Noon, fa and ha. This means to blow. This is the past tense, failed thulathi. And from this comes the present tense yunfahu. Now this structure is from the majhul form. Majhul means in English, if I say, it is the passive voice, means where the doer is absent, and yunfahu, that means it is blown. It doesn't mean he blows. It means it is blown. What is blown that day? Yawma yunfahu fi sur means it will be blown. The sur means the trumpet. The trumpet will be blown. Fatatuna, as soon as the trumpet will blow. Fa means, now as we have discussed before, this is harf atf fa. When does it come fa? Why not wa? Wa means and fa means as soon as this happens, this action is being done, means blowing of the trumpet is done. Here the doer, who is blowing the trumpet here? The angel. That angel, the doer of blowing the trumpet, who blows the trumpet, is absent. The doer is absent. So this is in the passive voice, majhul form. How do you know that this present tense is in a majhul form? The first letter will have a dhamma and the second last letter will have a fatha. This tells us that this present tense is in majhul form. Yunfahu fi sur. Sur is trumpet. The day the trumpet is blown, fatatuna. As soon as the trumpet is blown, fatatuna. This means as soon. The moment action is done, as soon as the action is done, what happens? The result, fatatuna afwaja. Tatuna comes from ata. Ata is the verb, failed sulasi, means to come. Ta'tuna, and this waw al-jama tells us the plural. The people will come in afwaj. Afwaj means in groups. We will discuss the word afwaj in details in balagah, but for now it is in groups. As soon as the trumpet blows, the people will come in groups. The day the horn is blown, and you will come forth in multitudes. Then in ayah number 19, وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. And what happens? Firstly, the trumpet is blown. The second thing that happens on the day of judgment is futiha. Now this verb is also, futihat is also a majhul form, but this majhul is in past tense. How do you recognize that this majhul past tense is in a passive voice? First thing, I will tell you the past tense of futiha. What is the past tense of futiha? Fataha. Fataha. This means to open. He opened. But here what happens? It is in majhul form. How do you recognize? The first letter will have a dhamma. The second letter will have a kasra. Here, if you cannot see, there is a kasra below the ta. Futiha. And this is ta tanis. As we discussed below, what happens when lam at-tarif comes after ta tanis? It loses the sukoon because of the rule that two sukoons cannot come together. So this first sukoon is removed and a kasra is given below the ta for easy reading. So we read futihatis sama, and this is from the letters where you will not pronounce the al. So you will straight over go to seen. Futihatis sama'u. So what happens when it is in majhul? How will you translate it? Then it is opened. What is opened? As-sama'u. Now, if one may ask that the doer is present because it has a dhamma here, this is not a doer here. This is naibul fa'il. The object takes the place of the doer and gets a dhamma instead of a fatha. This is naibul fa'il. I'll write it in short. This is sama'u is naibul fa'il. So what is opened? The skies are opened. فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. As soon as the skies are open, what happened? فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. Why ta tanis is there? Because abwab is the plural of bab. Bab means doors. So the غير عقل plural is treated as feminine. That's why فَكَانَتْ ta tanis, you can see a ta tanis over here. فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. So that's why it is in with tatanis. As soon as the skies are opened, it becomes as doors. And the heavens is opened and will become as gateways. In ayah number 20, وَسُيِّرَتِ الْجِبَالُ. Suyira is again from sayyara. Sin, ya and ra. Sayyara. That means to move quickly. To move quickly. Wasuyira. This is also a majhul form with ta tanis. Suyira, how will you know? The first letter having a dhamma and the second last letter is having a kasra. So this is suyiratil jibal. Jibal is the plural of jabal. Now this jibal is a naibul file as before we did here. Here, naibul file is jibal, and when the mountains move quickly, what happens when they move quickly? So quickly, fakanat saraba. Saraba means as it will be like in a flimsy image, like a mirage. If you see in a desert, you can see the mirage. It is like flimsy, thin, flimsy image. So it's like a mirage. It becomes like a mirage. It moves so quickly. And the mountains are moved and will be but a mirage. Ayah number 21. Inna jahannama kanat mirsada. Now again here the harf tawqid wa nasb is used. That means again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is emphasizing on the statement jahannama kanat mirsada. Now Jahannam is indeed surely waiting for the disbelievers. Now Kanat is used, as you can see there is a ta tanis here. Why is it used ta tanis? Because Jahannam is considered as one of the nouns which are feminine in Arabic. Always it will be a feminine. It is treated as a feminine noun. So that's why Kanat ta tanis is used. Mirsada means it is lying in wait, and we will discuss about this word in details in balagah. For now it is lying in wait. So this statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to happen. It is indeed surely the Jahannam is lying in wait for the disbelievers. Ayah number 22. لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا. Now in the second, like the ayah after this is giving you the answer for whom the Jahannam is waiting. لِلطَّاغِينَ. As you can see, this is lam harf jar, but it is now giving the reason for whom. For taghin. Taghin means the wrongdoers or the transgressors. Ma'ab. Now this word ma'ab comes from ab. Ab means the return, and ma'ab is the place of return. Now what is the place of return for the transgressors? For the disbelievers, the Jahannam. So the Jahannam is a place where they have to return. They cannot go anywhere. So that's why Ma'ab is used, the place of return for the disbelievers, for the transgressors. In ayah number 23, labithina fiha ahqaba. Labithina means to remain in a place. Labitha comes from labitha. Now this is a different letter, labitha, and there is labisa with the sin. So from this word comes the libas. Libas means something to wear, the garment. But labitha is to remain in a place, to stay. Labithina, and this is labithina for the plural. Okay, for plural transgressors, the disbelievers. Labithina fiha ahqaba. Where? Fiha This damir ha is referring the Jahannam because this is a feminine noun, considered as a feminine noun. So this is feminine, that's why this damir is used for Jahannam. Who will stay where? The Taghin will stay in it, the Jahannam. Ahqaba. Now this is telling us the time. Ahqaba means for never ending time, infinity. They will never come out. There will be no time that okay, they have remained for so and so years and now they will be taken out of the Jahannam. There will be no any return from Jahannam for the disbelievers. And ayah number 24, La yadhukuna. And what happens to the disbelievers in the Jahannam? When they are inside the Jahannam, now what happens for the disbelievers? La yadhukuna. Yadhukuna is coming from dhaqa. Dhaqa means to taste. Okay, to taste. La yadhukuna, this is the male plural and it is a present tense for the disbelievers. لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا. فيها again in the Jahannam. This ha damir is referring to Jahannam. And they will not taste what? Bardaw. Bardaw here means the temperature in the Jahannam. It will never be cold. It will never be lowered. It will always be hot. And that's why it is being said they will not taste the coolness, the temperature in the Jahannam. Wala sharaba. Sharaba here means any kind of drink. And drink that is for them is the cold, the drink that they can drink so that they will not feel thirsty. So there will be no drink for them for to quench their thirst. So in later in the ayah we will see what Allah has prepared for them in the Jahannam. In Ayah 25, we see here what later after saying that they will not taste the coolness, the cool temperature or any kind of drink that they can quench their thirst with. Now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Illa, He has used this harf mustasna. Harf mustasna means except. Now there are some grammatical rules with this harf mustasna we will do in grammar slides, but now here Allah says illa, except what He has prepared for the disbelievers in Jahannam, hamimau wa ghassaq. What is hamimau? Hamimau means hot scalding water. It is so hot that if the disbeliever drinks it, they cannot quench their thirst. Moreover, the skin inside will be burnt if they drink it. It is so hot. Wa ghassaq. Ghassaq means the pus that is oozing from the wound of the disbelievers. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from all of us from Jahannam and from the punishment of Jahannam. Ameen. In ayah number 26, Jaza'an wifaqa. Now we know from all these ayahs what will happen to the disbelievers, and in the end Allah says these are all the reward that they will get. Appropriate reward. Why Allah Ta'ala says appropriate? Because what they have done in this dunya, their crimes, their deeds, whatever they have been doing in their whole life, and they did not turn towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these are all what we have done in the ayahs, that they will not have anything to drink, and the hotness in the Jahannam. These are all the appropriate reward accordingly what they have done in the dunya according to their deeds. This is the appropriate reward that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for them in Jahannam. Now let's see in ayah number 27. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba. Now from ayah number 27, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that these disbelievers, they when they got the news or the message that yes, the Jahannam is prepared and the day is coming, appointed day is coming, they did not believe it, as we did in the first video, that they were in disagreement, that they didn't believe in the day of coming of the day of judgment. So what they thought, innahum, now this damir hum is referring to the disbelievers, and now inna is also used here. That means there is an emphasis in this statement. The disbelievers kanu. Now this the fail naqis kana is used here. They used to believe. Waw al jama is used for the disbelievers, that they used to believe la yarjuna hisaba, that they will not return. Yarjuna raja. Yarjuna means they will not expecting. They yarja means they were not hoping. Raja'a means to hope. To hope. They were not hoping that they will see the account what they have done in this dunya about their deeds. They will not be shown the accounts. They did not believe it. They thought that their deeds are done and nothing will happen. We won't be able to see our deeds. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that whatever they used to think, that they will not come to see their accountability, their book of accounts on the day of judgment. So this is what is being said here, that innahum kanu, they used to believe, la yarjuna, they hope that they won't be able to see the hisab. Hisab means their book of accounts. Indeed, they were not expecting an account. What is the account? Their book of deeds, that whatever they have been doing in their life of dunya. Now in ayah 28, وَكَذَّبُوا, and what they did, they didn't expected that they will be shown their book of accounts, and what they do, the وَكَذَّبُوا. كَذَّبُوا comes from fail fa'ala. The fail scale is fa'ala, with the middle letter with a shadda. So this means there is a shidda on doing it. And this kadhabu comes from the fail sulathi kadhiba. Kadhiba means to lie. Lie. And when it comes with this, when it takes this structure fa'ala with the middle letter having a shadda, means to deny with shidda. وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا, and they denied whose, now this noon al-filing is used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this harf jar tells us what did they deny with. They denied with the ayahs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can say the ayahs of the Quran, or the signs of what Allah has given us. Kidhaba, this is maful mutlaq, means showing in the denial, and denied our verses with emphatic denial. In ayah 29, now what happens? وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ, as you can see, this noun kulla is used, and it always comes with mudaf ilayhi structure, and if it comes means kulla shay'in, this is nakira. As you can see, it is in mudaf ilayhi structure, means everything. Kulla shay'in, shay means thing, kulla means every. Now, وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ, and everything, أَحْصَيْنَاهُ, means everything has been enumerated, everything has been jotted down in the book. What is in the book? In writing, the book of deeds, or the account book of the disbelievers. Whatever they did in their life, their crimes, their bad deeds, everything has been written in their accounted book. Ahsaynahu, everything has been come together and written together in their book of accounts. 30, in ayah number 30, fadhuku. Now, after telling whatever they did, whatever has been written in their books, now after telling them and after giving them the proof, that you see the disbelievers will be shown the book of accounts on the day of judgment, that see, these are what the deeds, these are the crimes, what you have been doing in your life. After proving their crimes, after showing their deeds and crimes that they have done in the dunya, they will be given the reward of Jahannam. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says now, فَذُوقُوا. That's why this harf atfa is used, that after all this, what will be said to them? ذُوقُوا. ذُوقُوا means to taste, and this is a command verb. This is command for male plural. فَذُوقُوا فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ. And lan comes here. This is harf nasb, which makes the present tense into nasb case. As you can see, dal is having a fatha here, and this noon from harf anaitu is showing for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nazidu. As we know, the noon nahnu is used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Falan. Lan is will not, means will not, and we will not increase. Nazida comes from the fail sulasi zada. Zada means to increase, and we will not increase for you all. This harf is for this damir. Sorry, it's not a harf, it is damir for the disbelievers. Now what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, we will not. This harf is showing mustaqbal. We will not increase for you all illa azab, except, this is harf mustasna, except azab, that we will not increase except we will increase the azab. So this is what it means, azab. So taste the penalty, taste the punishment, and never will we increase you except in torment, in the azab. We will learn about the harf mustasna, how it works in grammar. Now let's do some balagah, some details in explanation of the structure of the ayah. What does it mean? Let's see in ayah number 17, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about the time of the day of judgment. Now why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used kana? Kana has been used to show the confirmation of the day of judgment, that yes, it is coming, to show the confirmation and the importance of the day of judgment. Now in 18, 19 and 20, as I discussed before about the fail majhul, means the active and passive voice, as I can say in English. In Arabic also we have fail lil ma'lum and fail lil majhul. Majhul means something hidden. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used these fail majhul here for yunfakhu, futihat, suyirat? Why? To show that what the people will see on the day of judgment, it is hidden and not expected from them. That's why this fail majhul is used. Another question is, what about the Yawmul Fasl? It means, as fasl word means to separate. Fasl means there is a space between, having a space or a gap in between. So that's why it is called Yawmul Fasl. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will separate the people and judge accordingly. Separate the mankind and judge between them accordingly. And on the day of judgment, horn will be blown so that the people will resurrect from their graves. The first horn will be blown and they will be resurrected from the grave. Now we come to the word afwaj, used as fatatuna afwaja. As soon as the horn will be blown, the people will come in groups. So afwaj is plural. What is the singular? The singular is fauj. Fauj means group. Now there are different groups. Called a group of animals is called quttan. This is the plural for the animals, like domesticated animals, especially like camel, cows, goats, horses. And the singular is al-qati'u, al-qati'u, and the plural is quttan. For the groups of animals, both animals and birds, it's asrab. Asrab plural and asirb is a singular. And on the day of judgment, groups will come for reckoning. That's why it is known as afwaj. Groups will come, afwaj. And when afwaj is used, that means group of humans, mankind, not animals or birds or animals. So this is the importance of using the word fauj and afwaj. And in Ayah 20, the mountains will be removed from its places and it will become like mirage. Mirage, as discussed before, why it will be mirage? Because the mountains will move so quickly, it will become like an image as mirage, flimsy image. The sky will be unleashed, means the sky will be opened, and as soon as it will be opened, it will become like gates. And why Allah subhanahu tells us about the groups, that it will be divided and the mountains will look like mirage and the skies will look like doors? Why? Because as we realize that these things are so huge, we cannot ever imagine that they can be moved from its place. And seeing the sky, we can never imagine. This is out from the ability to imagine in our human minds that one day the time will come, the skies will look like huge gateways. We cannot ever imagine the situation of or the image of the Jahannam, or the image of the gateway, gates forming in the skies, or the mountains rumbling or moving so quickly that it becomes like the image of the mirage. It is not even close. We can imagine the picture of the skies as gateways or the mountains as mirage. So these all shows the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he is able to do it, emphasizing the happening of the day of resurrection or the day of judgment. Now, as we discussed before, mirsad, Jahannam is lying in wait. Mirsada has two meanings here. Now, as the first meaning, we will take the first meaning in ayah number 21. It has been taken from the fail sulasi. Fail sulasi means rasada. Rasada means to wait. Tarakkaba. Tarakkaba means to wait. Now, in this ayah, it means that Jahannam is waiting for the disbelievers. The first meaning from Rasada, it means that Jahannam is waiting for the disbelievers. And the second meaning is taken from the fail Rubai Arsada. Arsada, from the structure of scale of Af'ala. This is another structure of Allah, and this is another scale from the 12 scales. From among the 12 scale, this is another scale, and another scale we discussed before, fa'ala, with the center letter is having a shadda. So this is another scale among the scales of 12 scales. These two scales has been used in this surah. Arsada means Adda. Adda means to arrange. That means the hell is intended, or it has been designed for the disbelievers. Like the hell has been designed for the punishment to be given to the disbelievers, it has been designed accordingly. So that means it has been arranged or designed for the disbelievers. In Ayah 21, certainly the hell is waiting for the immoral ones, the liars, and it is a place of return. Ma'ab comes from Aba, as discussed before, means to raja'a, to return. Raja'a means to return. Ab is coming, the return. This is the synonym. Either you can say Ab or Raja'a. and from ab comes ma'ab, means the place of return. Now we come to ayah number 23, the word used ihqab. Ihqab we will do in details. Ihqab means, why is it used as nakira and jama? This is a jama word. Why? This is the style of certainty. Why it has been used as nakira? It is usloob mu'akkid, known as usloob mu'akkid. Usloob means the style. Mu'akkid means to emphasize on something, certainty, which shows that the kafiruns will stay in hellfire for never-ending time. Ahqab is showing the time that is infinite. It has no ending. They will never come out. They will never come out from the Jahannam. In Ayah 24, as we see, لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا, when the disbelievers will be in Jahannam, and Allah will say لا يذوقون, means the disbelievers will, when the disbelievers will hear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying la yadhuquna fiha, as I told you, is for Jahannam, then the believers, after hearing this statement, disbelievers will have some sense of like a ray of hope. Yes, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will lessen the punishment, maybe he will give them the respite, or maybe they may be taken out from the Jahannam. They have a little hope after listening this statement. La yadhuquna bardan wala sharaba. But as soon as the next ayah comes, illa hamiman wa ghassaq, that means after hearing this, their ray of hope is quickly turned into deep sadness. What does it mean? What style does it carry? Illa hamima wa ghassaq, after saying the la yadhuquna fiha bardan wala sharab. This is a psychological effect. This is a psychological effect on the disbelievers, that first, after listening the statement la yadhuquna fiha bardan, they think that okay, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give them some respite. But as soon as they hear this illa hamima, except, what will Allah give them? Except hamima, the scalding water, and the ghassaq, the pus from the wounds. This, after hearing this, their ray of hope is their ray of hope died, and they are in sadness, deep remorse and sadness, that they will never get anything to quench their thirst, or they are not going to come out from the Jahannam. So one may think the sadness and their ray of hope is died out. So the word hiqab is used as in ayah 23. It means the time period of 80 years. Another plural is hiqab. And al-hiqbatu means which has no time or years, and its plural is hiqabun or huqubun. So these are different words used, and it means that it doesn't have any time appointed, or it's infinite. It's infinite. That's why ahqab is used here. So there are different words used and different plurals also. These are all synonyms, so anything can be used. But in Quran, it's used ahqab, and it's a plural used, and singular is huqbu. The singular of ahqab is huqbu. Now, all these tells us that the disbelievers will never leave hell. They will be there for numerous number of times, or never-ending time, and they are not going to taste the coolness. Coolness here means the temperature in Jahannam, and their drinking will never remove that thirst. And for drink they will be getting hot boiling water and the wound secretion. And why are all these being said? These are all the punishments for the disbelievers according to their crimes. Now let's do some meanings here. Indeed, inna, it's the harf tawqid wa nasb, means indeed. Miqata, appointed time. Yunfahu is coming from nafaha. Nafaha means to blow. This is the fail sulasi, and yunfahu is majhul, means it is blown. It does not mean he blows, but it is blown. Here the doer is deleted. And afwaj in groups. Futihat, this is also coming from fataha as discussed before. Fataha, and it means it is opened. What is open? These skies, and it is the feminine as-sama. And abwab, doors, coming from bab. These are all plural coming from bab. Bab means door, abwab plural. And suyirat coming from sayyara, means to move, and jibal coming from jabal. Jabal means mountain. And mirsad is lying in wait, as discussed in balagah, we did it. And at-taghin is the wrongdoers. Taghin. Ma'ab coming from ab, synonym, and it is a place of return. Ab means to return, to return from somewhere. And labithin is to remain, to stay. Aqab is never ending time. Yadhuqun, as we see, it's the ya for ghaib, and here it's waw for male jama plural. Yadhuqun, this is for disbelievers. To taste comes from zaqa. Zaqa means to taste. And bardan means cool, coolness, cold. Sharab is anything to drink, is actually meaning anything to drink. Hamim is the scalding water, scalding water. And ghassaq is the pus, the liquid coming from the wound. Jaza'an is the reward. Wifaq is the appropriate reward that they will be getting, the disbelievers. And yarja'un, yarjuna means, I'm sorry, it's not to return, it is to hope, to expect, expect or to hope. Yarjuna. And hisab and account, their accountability, whatever they did in the dunya for their crimes, they will be accounted for, the book of accounts. Kadhabu, to deny, and ahsaynahu, recorded it. What is this damir ha is referring to? Their crimes, crimes they have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has recorded it. Means saying the angels have recorded it. Nazida is to increase. Now let's come to some grammar lessons here, and we will learn some grammar rules for passive voice. And in Arabic we say fail mabni lil majhul. Now, passive sentences in Arabic, how do we form? In order to change a sentence from active, fail lil malum. Active we say in Arabic as fail lil malum, and passive fail lil majhul. These are the rules. The first one is, first of all, what are you going to do? Change the verb that is past, either past or present, into passive. How? Delete the doer and change the position of the object maf'ulun bihi to the doer. File, the maf'ul bihi gets a dhamma instead of a fatha. We will do this with an example. For example, if you take a verb first, for example, dhahaba, dhahaba al waladu. Now we know that this is a file and this is the fail. Now first of all, whenever you want to change a sentence into majhul, you need to change the verb first, and then you need to cancel the doer, the file, and then whatever the maf'ul bihi, the object, is here, you need to change the position of the object to the doer place. So what happens in changing the position of maf'ul bihi to the doer place, to the file position? The fatha of the object will change to dhamma of the doer. We will do in the example in the next slide. Now, the rules for changing the fail madi lil malum. Fail madi lil malum means where in the fail you know the doer. Where the doer is in open, you know it. Yes, this is the doer. That's why it is known as malum. You know the doer. Into fail madi lil majhul. We are dealing here with madi. Lil majhul into passive, hidden, where doer is hidden, deleted. Change first of all with the verb. What will you do? The harakas of the first letter of the verb into dhamma, as we will see in the example. Then first you need to change the harakas of the verb. Then change the haraka of the second last letter into a kasra. This is how you are going to change the verb. First step, if we take the example of Samia. Samia is a fail sulasi, simple. Okay, akala, shakara, all these examples are the fail sulasi. Now we can see here how it is changed to majhul. Now normal fail madi we see akala, samia, the harakas are given here, shakara. When it is changed, what we do is the first letter will get a dhamma here. The first step, changing the haraka of the first letter of the verb into dhamma. The first step we will do is changing the first letter, the haraka of the first letter to dhamma. Now the second last letter is the kaf. And as we see, originally it had a fatha here. What is happening in majhul? It's getting a kasra. So this is the second step. Change the haraka of the second last letter into kasra. So seeing the structure of the fail, you will immediately know that this is the majhul form. So here ukila. What happens from akala? It changed to ukila. What happened to samia? Now one may say that this has a kasra before also. What is the change in the majhul form? The dhamma. The dhamma in the first letter. Sumia. Sumia. Originally it was samia. Now here it is sumia. Then shakara, what happened? Shukira. The first letter gets a dhamma and the second last letter gets a kasra, where originally it had a fatha. Shakara, to thank. Samia, to listen. Akala, to eat. So what happened here? Ukila, sumia and shukira. If I remove these my writings here, you can clearly see the harakas as ukila, sumia and shukira. In the letter middle of the fail sulasi, if now when you come to a verb which has a weak letter at the end, for example here sama, it becomes sima. In the letter middle of the fail sulasi, if it is a weak letter, that is an alif. Now here alif is a weak letter from among the waw, alif and ya. Alif is the weak letter here in this. Sama means he fasted. What will happen to the verbs which has weak letter in them? There is a simple rule, then it is changed to ya. Now one may ask why it is changed to ya only, as in morphology or sarf we will study, or for those students who have studied the sarf, they know that alif is not an original letter. It is actually waw or it is a ya. So in some verb it comes as ya and some verbs it comes as waw. But whenever you go back to the original root letters, you will never find alif. Either you will see sayama or sawama. So either you can see ya or wa. These are the original letters, not alif. So that's why when in majhul, it will be changed to ya. And in some verbs, you will see if there is an alif, sometimes it will be changed to waw. For example, in qala. In qala, when you go back to the original root letters of qala, you see this alif is a weak letter. In original root letters, it will be qawala. It's qawala. Here ya is not coming, but waw is coming. And in the form of qala, there is yaqulu. And in yaqulu, when you are making the present tense of qala, yaqulu. Now one may ask, from where does this waw comes? Yaqulu. This waw actually is the original letter and not the alif. This alif is changed to waw. It's never yaqalu. It's never yaqalu because alif is not an original letter. Waw is the original root letter of this word. The original is qawala. That's why waw comes when you make present tense. It becomes yaqulu. I hope it's clear for you now. Now we will be doing the majhul form for present tense fail mudare. Before we did the fail madi, how you change fail madi into majhul. Now we will do fail mudare into majhul. So what are the rules? The first letter of the verb gets a dhamma as usual as we did in fail madi. And now the second last letter. Now you must remember that whenever you make majhuls, the letters that involved in making majhul is the first letter of the verb and the second last letter of the verb. So we will be doing with these two letters, the first letter and the second last letter in the madi also, in madi and in present tense fail mudare also. And what is the difference between madi and mudare? In madi the first letter gets a dhamma. Both are the same. Madi and Mudare, first letter gets a Dhamma. But there is a difference in Madi and Mudare. The second letter in Madi gets a Kasra, and in Mudare, the second letter gets a Fatha. This is the difference in Madi and Mudare. In case of if the naibul file is a feminine, then make the fail majhul into feminine too. For example, we will see an example. Now, here is a simple fail mudare yash rabu. Now when it is changed to majhul, you see here the first letter ya, that is the harf anaitu, gets a dhamma, and the second last letter, that is the ra, gets a fatha. So this is the rule with fail mudare, how you make it into majhul. Now, as for the naibul file, what happens naibul file? Now, if you pay attention to this sentence, this is a simple active sentence, active voice. Yash rabu al waladu al labana. Now we have, if you follow my formula of fail plus fa'il, the doer, and the mafulun bihi, we have fail, we have fa'il, and mafulun bihi. This is maful bihi. And what happens here? We know this has a dhamma and now this object has a fatha. This is simple active voice. Yashrabu al-waladu al-labana. What happened in majhul? First of all, we made yashrabu into yushrabu. Now the verb has been made into the majhul, yushrabu. What happened to the file? The file is deleted. Totally cancelled, deleted, removed. And what happened with the labana? Labana takes the place of the file. How do we know labana takes the place of the file? Because now laban has a dhamma, not a fatha. And this is called naibul file. Naib means the representative of the file, because file has been removed and the object has taken place of the file. So he is the representative of the file. And how it becomes a representative? It takes the dhamma, not the fatha. And now you see here, since Laban was is a male noun, that's why nothing is added here as of ta, tanis or anything. So if I take an example of if I take the example of wafutihat, Futihat as-sama. Futihat as-sama. Now, Futihat as-sama. Futihat as-sama. Here, sama is the plural. Sama is the feminine noun, means the sky. And futiha is the fail majhul. Why is ta tanis added with futiha? Because this is feminine. That's why ta tanis has been added. So that's what is said. If naibul file is feminine, then make the majhul verb, this majhul verb, into feminine. So that's why ta tanis is added here. In case if there is a weak letter, waw, or ya, then it is changed to alif. Now, in present tense, what happens? Whenever you make from, as I took the example of qala, and you made in present tense as yaqulu, what happened to alif? It was removed and waw was taken into place, yaqulu. Now, if you see, in present tense there is a waw or a ya, what happens? It is changed back to alif. Back to alif. For example, yasumu al-muslimu ramadana. This is a simple active voice. Yasumu al-muslimu ramadana. Fail, fa'il, and maful bihi. What happened in majhul form? Yusamu. Now this waw has been taken out and alif comes back again. You see, the fail sulasi or the fail madi for this was sama. Sama, the letter alif was there in fail sulasi. As soon as you change to fail mudare, I will rub this off so you can see the fail mudare is having a waw here. As soon as you change to fail mudare, the alif is removed and waw is coming back. Again, when you make it into majhul, what happens? The waw is removed and alif comes back. Ramadana. What about the maful bihi Ramadana? The Muslimu, the doer, is removed, totally deleted. And Ramadana, which was the object here, took the place of the file with a dhamma. This is naibul file, known as now naibul file. It is no longer known as mafulun bihi because it is representing the file. Another example is Yaqulu al-Muslimu al-Haqqa. Now, as you see, it is from Qala. The moment you make it into Fil Mudare, waw is coming. And what happens in Majhul form? The first letter getting a Dhamma and waw is removed. And instead of waw, the alif came back here again. Yuqalu. Al-haqqu. Now what happens with this haqq when it was a maful bihi? Now it is taking place of the file, naibul file, and Muslim is totally deleted. This is how you make fail mudare into majhul. Now let's see some more examples. Sami'a, this is fail sulasi. What happens? Su-mi-a. As you can see, the first letter having a dhamma, second last letter having a kasra. Yasma'u, with the same verb we are doing fail mudare. Yasma'u, this is active voice. Fail lil ma'lum. Now in majhul, yusma'u. Yusma'u, as you see, the second last letter will have a kasra, a fatha in fail mudare, and the first will have a dhamma. So what you see here is in madi and mudare, there is one similarity. The first letter will get a dhamma. And what is the difference in madi and mudare? The second last letter in mudare will have a fatha, and madi it will have a kasra. So this is the difference here, and this is the similarity. Dhamma, both will have a dhamma, first letter. Dakhala at-tullabu al-maktabata. The maktabata here means library. Yadkhulu, yudkhalu. It's not yadkhulu, it's yudkhalu. Yadkhulu at-tullabu al-maktabata. I'm sorry, there is mistake here. It's yudkhalu. Why? Because present tense, the first letter will have a dhamma, the second last letter will have a fatha, and at-tullab will be deleted. Tullab will be deleted, and maktabatu will become naibul file. Naibul file. This will be totally deleted here. Now, for this here, if I want to do with uh, okay, this was the sentence for fi'l mudare majhul. Actually, this was a sentence for fi'l mudare example. So here this is for past and this is for mudare. Now, dakhala at-tullabu al-maktabata. What happened with dakhala? Dukhilat. Now here tatanis has come. Why? Because this naibul file is feminine. As you can see a ta marbuta here. This is feminine. That's why tatanis has been put here. Dukhilat al-maktabatu. The maktabata, the object has changed to naibul file here. Similarly, yadkhulu at-tullabu al-maktabata. What happens? Tudkhalu. From yad, it became ta. As we know, for here, in ghayab, it's tadkhulu. Tadkhulu. We have ta for ghayab present tense, for here. That's why this is changed from ya to ta. Tudkhalu having a dhamma and kha having a fatha. Tudkhalu. This example is actually to show you if in past anything comes with a feminine naibul file, you will put a tatanis after the fi'l. And if in present tense anything comes with feminine, as you can see here tatanis with a dhamma, how will you change the present tense into feminine? Putting the ta. Because this ta is for hiya, ghayab hiya. And we know in present tense this form tadkhulu is same for male anta also. In anta it's tadkhulu. It's the same. Both are the same for male and female. The only difference is this is for mukhatib and this is for ghayab feminine. So these are the same structure for anta and for ghayab feminine. That's why tudkhalu al-maktabatu. So this is the difference. Now let's learn some grammar rules or about the harf mustasna. As discussed before, um, it has uslub al-istasna. Now, what is the structure of istasna? When harf istasna comes, what happens? There is a proper structure for the sentence. What is the structure first? Now here you can see mustasna minhu. Mustasna minhu is the group. As I have drawn for example for you to easily understand, a group, and in English we say the included, means a group of something where everything is included, good ones also and the bad ones also, the good ones and the bad ones, all is included in a group. And then comes the adatul istasna, that is the harf illa. It is known as the particle of exception. It means except. And then comes the illa. And after illa comes the excluded, that which has been excluded from the group. What has been excluded? The rotten apple has been excluded, as I have drawn it here. The rotten apple has been excluded from the good apples. From the group it has been excluded and it is called the mustasna, the excluded one. So this is the basic structure of the sentence whenever particle harf illa comes. Okay. Let's see, there are three cases in mustasna. So we will learn all the three cases. Now let's see in the first case what happens. The included ones. As you know the structure, the first comes the mustasna minhu, then comes the harf istasna, and then comes the mustasna. I'm writing it in short as you can remember when I will explain this. So the included is known as mustasna. When it is mentioned and the sentence is positive, Then the excluded, the mustasna. The mustasna is always in mansub nakira. Actually, this is the rule in order to what harakas the mustasna will get. What type, in which case the mustasna will fall, the excluded one. So here is an example where you can see this hadara is the fail. Hadara at-tullabu, and tullab is our mustasna minhu. This is mustasna minhu where the group is present. It's the group of students here actually. So now it is present. The first sign you see, yes, the group is present, the mustasna minhu, the included. Okay, and the second thing what you see is that is this sentence a negative sentence or a positive sentence. In this case it is a positive sentence, no negative, harf negative you find here, so it is a positive sentence. So if you see these two signs that the group is present, the included ones, or the mustasna minhu is present and the sentence is positive, no negative harf is there, then what will you do? The mustasna, the excluded one, will always be in mansub nakira. This is the most important point. It will always be in mansub nakira. This is the rule when you see that the sentence is a positive sentence and the group is mentioned. Now in the second case, what happens in the second case? Here also mustasna minhu is present. It is mentioned. And the sentence is negative. Now what happened? Now the sentence is negative. This is the second sign. Then what will you do? What will be the eraab? What will be the haraka of mustasna, the excluded one? It can either be, number one, it can either be mansoob. The haraka of the mustasna can be fatha or mansoob, as in the first case we did it, or it can be a badal. The second option is for us is badal. Badal of what? Badal of the mustasna minhu, the included ones in Arab. For example, now you see here in example, there is a harf nafi, lam, and there is a fail, lam yadkhalil al muallimuna. So this is the fail, and muallimun is our mustasna minhu, the group mentioned here. The first sign we see is the group is mentioned. And then harf istasna is there. After harf istasna, the mualliman is mentioned. This is mustasna. Okay, and this is harf istasna. Okay. Now what do we see here? First of all, we see that yes, mustasna, the group, the included is present. It is mentioned in the sentence. And there is also a harf nafi. There is a harf nafi. The sentence is negative. Lam yadkhalil muallimuna means the teachers did not enter. The teachers did not enter. Illa except who? Mualliman. Now you see here, this is Jama Muzakkar. Here the plural teacher is mentioned, means all the teachers entered except whom? Except a teacher. This is nakira. Except one teacher. This is nakira, means except one teacher, and this is mustasna. What is coming after harf istasna is mustasna. So the i'rab of mustasna is either you can put it as a mansub, our first option. Either you can make it as a mansub, or you can put it as badal. Now what is badal? What do you mean badal? Badal means in exchange, similar as it was of mustasna minhu. What is our mustasna minhu? The included group is muallimun. In which case is this? It is in fail marfu. File is always in marfu case. The waw is showing it is in marfu case. It is in marfu. And here muallimun should also be in marfu case. Since it is nakira, we will put tanween dhamma. And we know that jama muzakkar in plural form, it will not be shown with haraka but with letters. So here in marfu it is shown as a waw. So that's why we can take the i'rab of the mustasna minhu. In this case, it is in marfu file position. So it will also be in marfu with the haraka. Either you can choose this one or you can choose this one. So badal is actually nothing. Badal means it takes the similar position. The words may be different, but it takes a similar position. So that is known as badal. For the grammar students who knows badal, they can easily understand what is badal here. Now we see the third and the last case for mustasna. Now in this example, you will see if the included, the group mustasna minhu is not mentioned. Now here what happened? The mustasna, the group is not mentioned and the sentence is negative. The sentence is a negative. That means some harf nafi is there. Then the i'rab or the haraka of the mustasna, the excluded one, will be according to the position in the sentence. Now, what is being said here is ma is harf nafi. Ma ja'a illa Muhammadun means ma ja'a. No one came except Muhammad. So here ja'a al-tullabu, it could be ja'a tullabu. The group might have been tullab, but here what happened? The mustasna minhu is, or the included group is missing. So in this case, what will you do? Now in this case, our mustasna is Muhammadun. This is harf istasna and this is fail. And mustasna minhu is missing here. And the sentence is negative. In this case, what we will do? We will put the i'rab of the mustasna as according to the position. We will see the position. This is fail. Now following the formula fail plus file, what will happen? This is fail. So it will get the position of a file. Ja'a Muhammadun. So that's why it is carrying a dhamma here. So this is simple. In case the mustasna minhu is missing, you will put the harakas according to the position in the sentence. In this case, fail plus file. Now here we will be learning the style of mustasna or the harf istasna illa used in ayah number 30. La yadhuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba. After that Allah used illa hamiman wa ghassaq. So what is the style? What is the idea we are getting from this style? Let's see. Fadhuqu is fail amr directed to the disbelievers in this ayah. And we see the style of istasna. That means that what comes after illa is opposite to what is before it. Means if this harf illa is used in a sentence, what is before illa is actually it is a group where it is good apples. In this you can see it's a group of good apples, and this is the included, the group where it is included, and it is having all the good apples here. And from this, when it is excluded, what? A rotten apple. After using harf istasna, except the excluded one, the rotten apple has been removed from there. And what it is now, the idea is before the illa, it is the good apples, and after the illa, it is the rotten apples. Means after harf illa is the opposite. It has the opposite meanings. Before illa, it's the opposite, and after illa is the opposite. So what happens here? It's the good apples. After illa is the rotten apple. So what is the idea in the sentence? فَذُوقُوا فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ إِلَّا فَذُوقُوا فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ إِلَّا عَذَابًا. In the ayah, فَذُوقُوا فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ إِلَّا عَذَابًا means فَذُوقُوا. Means the idea is that the disbelievers had some ray of hope with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Falan nazidakum, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says falan nazidakum, I will not increase for you all. So they had some hope. That means something good is being said. Something they might hear something good for them. They were in sense of hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may give some respite. When Allah says, فَذُوقُوا and taste. فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ I will not increase for you all except, and the moment except harf illa comes and Allah says illa azaba, that means I will increase in azab. So what the sense of after using illa is that the sense of hope or the ray of hope died out when they heard that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will only increase in azab and nothing else. So that is the idea we get after using harf illa here, after in the sentence of where sloob al istasna is used. Now I have put this slide after the grammar rules. Why? Because it was very important to understand the style of mustasna and the harf illa when it is used in a sentence. What idea does it give? What deeper meaning does it hold when it comes in a sentence? So that's why I've put this slide after the rules of istasna. So why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using harf illa here, or the style has been used here to show the severity of the punishment, to show them and to give them the psychological effects on the punishment is itself the psychological effect on the disbelievers. And this is the most difficult ayahs on the kuffars, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says la yadhuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba illa hamiman wa ghassaka. When they heard la yazukuna fiha, they had some respite, they had some sense of hope. But after hearing illa hamima wa ghassaka, this is this psychological punishment on the disbelievers, and this is the difficult ayah on kuffars. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again says in the ayah, fadhuku walan nazidakum, and I will not increase for you, they had some sense of hope. But the moment they heard illa azaba, their hope of respite died out. And this is these two ayahs are the most difficult ayahs on kuffars. First, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave hope in the starting, and then it is changed into despair, and this is the punishment. Actually, it is a psychological punishment on the disbelievers. Now let's do some Arab here. In Ayah 17, Inna yawmal fasli kana miqata. Inna harf tawqid wa nasb. We know that it is harf tawqid wa nasb because it makes the noun into nasb case. As you can see here, after inna, the yawm has a fatha. And firstly, it is in mudaf and mudaf ilahi structure. So yawma is ism inna mansub walamatu nasbihi al-fathatu. As you can clearly see the fatha. Al-fasli is mudaf ilahi majrurun, always in a majroor case because it is in yawm al-fasli. This structure is in idafa construction. Kana fail naqis wa ismuhu damir mustatir. Now, kana miqata. Now, what is the rule of kana? It is just the opposite of inna. Just the opposite of inna. In inna, what happens? Just after inna, the noun comes into mansub case, and the khabar is in marfu case. And in kana, what happens? It's just the opposite. The noun comes into marfu case, and the khabar is in mansub case. So where is ism kana? Whenever you see there is no ism kana visible here, like it is a taqdiruhu or assumed into, it's hidden. In this fail naqis, the damir huwa is hidden inside. That's why the kana fail naqis wa ismuhu damir mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. The damir huwa is hidden inside this fail naqis, and this is ism kana. And where is after ism kana what comes? Miqata, that is the khabar kana. Khabar kana is always in mansoob, and that's why you can clearly see the fathatain. Wa alamatu nasbihi al fathatu wa jumla ism kana wa khabaruha fi mahall raf khabar kana. Now what does this mean? Khabar inna. Khabar inna. Why? When we started the sentence, we started with inna. Inna yawm al-fasli. So we did inna, the rule of inna, ism inna. But what happened? What about the khabar inna? What happened about the khabar inna? The kana sentence is all over together is in the place of khabar inna. Okay. This is in the place of khabar inna. The whole sentence kana miqata is in the place of khabar inna. So this is together with ismu kana wa khabaruha fi mahall raf khabar inna. So in this case the whole sentence is in the place of khabar inna because the sentence has been started with inna here. Ayah 18, Yawma yunfakhu fi suri fatatuna afwaja. Yawma is badal li yawm al-fasl. In previous sentence, yawm al-fasl had come. So this yawma is the badal. Instead of using the yawm al-fasl, only yawma is used. So this is badal, and it is also carrying the same haraka. Because it is a badal, it will share the same haraka. And yunfakhu, it is fail mudare lil majhul. We all did in the grammar rules about the fail majhul. We know it is a majhul seeing the dhamma and the fatha in the second last letter. Fail mudare lil majhul wa naibul fa'il damir mustatir. Now when we see yawma, it is the badal for yawm al-fasl. Yunfakhu fail mudare is coming. What about the file? Where is the file? The file is hidden in this fail. As we know in fail mudare, ana, nahnu, and anta, and anta, then huwa and hiya. All these five have damir mustatir in present tense. So this is from the fail mudare ghayab huwa. Here, huwa damir mustatir is hidden inside, so naibul file is hidden inside. And that's why naibul file damir mustatir ya'udu ala ismun file. Ismun file, this is the typing mistake, okay? Ismun file. It's the mistake here actually. It's the file. Ya'udu ila file. Yunfakhu fi suri. Fi sur, the sorry, it's the I'm so sorry, it's not the ismun file, it's Rafil, it's the Israfil. It's the name of the malak, the angel Israfil, who will blow the trumpet. Actually, the file is hidden here. It is taqdiruhu or ya'udu directed to the angel Israfil. His name is Israfil. Its name is Israfil, and it is directed to who? Huwa Israfil. And Fissuri, the trumpet, it's jar wa majroor. Fissur jar majroor. Jumla yawma yunfakhu fissur is fi mahall jar mudaf ilayhi. Why it is fi mahall jar mudaf ilayhi? This sentence yunfakhu, it because this is the zarf. Yawma, you see, whenever it comes with fatha, it is a zarf. And when zarf comes after that, any noun comes, that is in the case of idafa, mudaf ilayhi or majroor case. But here what happened? The noun has not come, but instead of noun, whole jumla has come. And in grammar, the khabar or anything can come in the structure of a sentence also. So in this case, instead of a noun, the whole sentence has come in place of mudaf ilayhi. So this whole sentence is in the place of mudaf ilayhi majroor case. Fa is harf atf. And then what happens? After the trumpet is blown, ta'tuna fail mudare walamatu raf'ihi bithubuut an-nun. This is for Jama Muzakkar. How we know it is in Marfu form? Because we can see bis subut and noon. The noon is present here. And this shows that it is in Marfu case. Bis subut and noon. Wa fa'iluhu waw al-jama. The file is waw al-jama. This is the damir. This is how we have to explain in Aayah. Wal jumla ta'tuna ma'tuf ala yunfakhu. Now, tatuna is matuf ala yunfakh. Why? Because here atf is here. And before atf, another fail is coming here. This is the fail mudare. And tatuna is also a fail. So both of them is and you know the rule, whatever comes after atf is matuf. It's called matuf. So that's why it is called matuf to fail yunfakhu. وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. Now these are all coming as similar Arabs. Waw is harf atf. Futihat is fail madi lil majhul bita tanis yaud ala as-sama. And wal jumla ma'tufa ma qablaha yunfakhu. As you have seen in the previous slide, yunfakhu fi sur, this the same futihatu sama is same matuf to what had come before as yunfakhu fi sur. This is matuf. Why it is matuf? Because there is waw harf at before, there was fa, fatatuna afwaj is the same. Then والجملة معطوفة ما قبلها ينفخ عدل المضارع إلى ماضي لوقوع يوم الحشر. Now it is according to the وفتحت السماء means anything that is coming إلى ماضي لوقوع يوم الحشر means when it is coming to madi means it is showing that it will happen in Yawmul Hashr, means on the day of judgment. It will happen on the day of judgment. Wa and qila haliya means it is haliya. Wow used here, actually it is said it is wow haliya. It is another Arab. There are two types. One is that it is considered as atf. The other Arab is it is considered as haliya. Haliya means something, the situation is being described at that very moment. That's why this is the another Arab. It is said that it is haliya jumla fi mahal nasb hal. Anything that comes in hal, it is in nasb case. So this is another Arab for after the waw coming. After the waw, the sentence is jumla haliya. Then as-sama'u is naibul file. Why it is naibul file? Because after jumla majhul, I mean the fail majhul, whatever comes is naibul file. This is in the case of naibul file. And fa is atf, kanat abwaba atf ala futihat. Now this is kanat is fail naqis, but this is also a fail and it is matuf to futihat here. This one is matuf to futihat waw because the harf atf is here fa. And fail naqis bita tanis wa ismuhu damir mustatir taqdiruhu here. Why ta tanis has come? Because in this the damir hiya is hidden. Here hiya is hidden. Why hiya is hidden? Because naibul file is feminine. Abwab, why it is feminine? So one may ask, there is no ta marbuta here. Then why is it feminine? Because this is ghair aqil plural. And all the ghair aqil plural is considered to be feminine. This is the plural for bab. And abwab is, and bab is ghair aqil. So the plural of bab is abwab and it is ghair aqil. That's why it is treated as feminine. Abwab khabar kana mansoob. Why? Because ism kana is here and khabar kana is in mansoob. This is khabar kana. وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا. واو حرف عطف. سيرت is the same مجهول form فعل ماضي للمجهول بتاء تانيث يعود على جبال. Here also جبال is غير عقل plural. I'm writing it in short. غير عقل plural for jabal, coming from jabal. So that's why. And this is actually naibul file. So when naibul file is feminine, then tatanis is used with the majhul verb. That's why tatanis is here. تانيث يعود على جبال. الجبال نائب الفاعل مرفوع وجملة معطوفة ما سبق فتحت السماء. All these are coming معطوف. Why? Because all the time wow is added between the sentences. That's why all are معطوف. فتحت السماء. فكانت سراب نفس eraab فكانت أبواب means نفس eraab means what is before it's the same. فكانت is matuf to suyirat. This is also majhul and fa is here atf. Then kanat is same to suyirat with tatanis and here sarab is the khabar kana and hiya is hidden here. Ism kana is hidden here. And why here is taken? Because saraba is feminine. إن جهنم كانت مرصادا. إن حرف توكيد. I'm sorry, it's توكيد والنصب. جهنم اسم إن منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة. كانت فعل ناقص في بتاء تانيث واسم كان ضمير مستتر تقديره هي تعود جهنم. Now, Jahannama is ism kana. Why? Because having a fatha. After inna comes noun which is in mansub case. Kanat. Now, this kanat mirsada, as you see, is here is hidden ism kana and mirsada is for Jahannam. Mirsada is waiting. This is khabar kana. So that's why it is in mansub. And here is directed to what? Who is waiting? The Jahannam is waiting. So that's why the Damir Mustatir here ta'udu Jahannam. It is directed to Jahannam. That's why here is taken. Why? Because Jahannam is the noun considered as considered as feminine in Arabic. And Mirsad is Khabar Khan. As you can see, it is mansubun here. Kanat Mirsada kulluhu khabar inna. How? After inna, the sentence started with inna. And we have the ism inna. And where is the khabar? Khabar is the full jumla of jumla kana is or the full jumla is in the position of khabar inna marfu. It's in marfu position. للطاغين مآبا. Now li is harf jar. الطاغين is اسم مجرور متعلقا بمرصاد. Why it is متعلقا بمرصاد means للطاغين and mirsad. Waiting for whom? For the transgressors, the wrongdoers. The Jahannam is waiting for the transgressors or the wrongdoers. That's why it is called متعلقا بمرصاد. Ma'ab is the khabar sanin likana. Now this ma'ab is the second khabar kana. The first khabar kana was before we did in mirsad was the first khabar kana and ma'ab is the second khabar kana for likana. لابثين فيها أحقابا. لابثين حال منصوب بيا متعلقا بما قبلها. لابثين حال منصوب by بيا because it is in mansub case and it is describing the present situation of the wrongdoers. Labithina, they will be staying, they will be remaining there in the Jahannam فيها أحقابا. متعلقان بما قبلها means فيها أحقابا. It is still continuing with the same. كان مرصادا كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا. And the sentence is being continued and it is being added into. First of all, كانت مرصادا. Here the Jahannam is waiting. Then للطاغين مآبا. And for the transgressors, it's the place of return. Then again, labithina fiha aqaba. They will be staying there in the Jahannam forever. That's why it is all interrelated. Muta'allaqan bima qablahuma. Then fiha jar majroor ahqaba zarf zaman. Here ahqaba, as we discussed before, ahqab, it tells us the time period, that it is the never ending time, it is for infinity that the wrongdoers will stay. So this is zarf zaman. La yazuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba. Here you can see it is a negative sentence. La lam nafiya means it is clearly for negating. And fiha, here ha is for Jahannam actually. And yazukuna is present tense. So let's see. Lam nafiya. Yazukuna fi'l mudari marfu bi thubut noon. As noon is present, so it is in marfu case. وَفَاعِلُهُ واو الجمع. واو الجمع is for the disbelievers, the male plural. لا يذوقون, both of them في محل نصب حال. Why حال? Because this is explaining the situation, the present situation of the disbelievers in the Jahannam. فيها جار مجرور. بردا مفعول به. فيها, how it is maful bihi, how it is in maful bihi, because the fail and file is here, file is here, the fail is here, and we will go on to with the formula of fail, file and maful bihi. That's why bardan is in the case of maful bihi. And wow is harf atf again, la lam nafiya again, and sharaba is matuf to ma qablaha. Why? Because burden is maful bihi and this sharaba is matuf to burden. So why? Because there is wow in between, so it will be matuf to burden. Wala sharaba. Illa hamima wa ghassaqa. Illa, as we did before, it is adatul istathna wa kalam manfi. Why is it kalam manfi? Because before this ayah, in ayah number 24, what was the statement? La yadhuquna. There was harf nafi. La yadhuquna fiha bardan wala sharaba. That's why it is called kalam manfi, because when the structure of harf illa comes in the ayah or the structure of the sentence, you have to see whether this sentence is a negative statement or it is a positive. So in this case, it is a negative. Why? Because la yadukunu harf nafi is there. So hamimau is badal, badal of what? Sharab. Illa hamima wa ghassaq. Before it was la yadhuquna fiha bardan wala sharab. Both bardan and sharab was in the same haraka, fata fata. Sharab was matuf to bardan, and this hamim is badal for sharab. Sharab was also in maful bihi case, mansub case. That's why hamim is also in mafulun bihi case. Badalan sharab mansub. Wow is harf atf, and then again atf is coming, so this is also matuf to hamim. All of them carrying the same haraka. This is badal and this is matuf. Why? It is following this hamim. And ghassaq is matuf ala hamim. It's simple. جزاء بفاقة. جزاء مفعول مطلق لفعل محذوف. Now for jaza'an, when you see these type of sentences, here jaza'an wifaqa. Now it is in mansub, but we don't have a fail or a file here. There is no fail mentioned here. That's why maf'ul mutlaq li fail mahdhuf. What is maf'ul mutlaq? Maf'ul mutlaq means the noun is derived from that fail actually. Just like if I say tabattal tabattal, tabattal and tabtila, tabtila, tabtila. Now you see this is the fi'l and this is is deriving from the same fi'l and it is mentioned in the same sentence. When this comes, this is called maf'ul mutlaq. Now here no fail is mentioned. And what can be the fail for jaza? Yajzu, yajzu. So here there is no fail mentioned. Only the this maful is mentioned here. Maful mutlaq is mentioned here, derived from the fail to reward. Jaza'an wifaqa. That's why maf'ulun mutlaq li fail mahzub. The fail of jaza is not mentioned, it is deleted. Wa tuqaddiru juzu. Juzu. Now this is for plural, huh? Juzu. Jaza, from jaza. From jaza'an. Jaza'a. So this is taqdiruhu juzu. This fail is removed. Only maf'ul mutlaq is remained there, and this is mahzufun, deleted. Bidhalik jaza'an li amalihim, who's the wrongdoers reward. The reward for the deeds that the wrongdoers have done. Wifaqa naat. This is the naat or sifa. Naat or sifa. Mansoob bil fath. Why it is having a fatha? Because this is the adjective for jaza'an, so it will have the same haraka. Now I hope you have understood. This is actually maf'ul mutlaq is another type of mansoob case, and total there are 13 types of maf'ul case, as we did maf'ul bihi, and we did the tamiz. Tamiz is also kind of a mansoob case. So maf'ul mutlaq is another type of maf'ul case, and know that it always comes with its fail. As I have told you, tabattal means to praise Allah, or to do the um, uh, praising or the act of worship. And from this verb comes tabdila. So this it always remains in nakira and mansoob case. So this is called maf'ul mutlaq. Here what happened, jaza'an came from the verb jaza, and this is for a male plural, and actual verb is from jaza. So from this verb comes from jaza'an. So this is maf'ul, in case it is nakira and maf'ul, and it always comes at the end of the sentence. So here the fail has been removed, only maf'ul mutlaq remains. And what is the reward for their deeds, the wrongdoers? Now, innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba. Innahum harf tawkid wa nasb. As we see here, it is inna. And hum is damir for the disbelievers, and it comes in the place of ism inna. But it cannot have a fatha because the damirs are always mabni. Kanu fail naqis wa ismuha waw al jama. Why it is ismuha waw al jama? Because damir showing the file. So after fail comes file. This is the ism kana. La harf nafi, and it is always mabni. Yarjuna fail mudare مرفوع علامة رفعه بثبوت النون وفاعله واو الجمع. This is the same for the fail mudare erab. Is the same. You can see the waw al-jama, the file, and the presence of noon tells you that this is in marfu case. Hisaban maf'ul bihi mansub. Why hisaban is in maf'ul bihi case? Fail, file, and maf'ul bihi. If you keep the formula, hisab comes under the position of maf'ul bihi. وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كِذَّابًا. Harf atf, because all are in continuation. كَذَّبُوا fail madi wa fa'il waw al-jama. As you can see, this is a waw al-jama for ghaib, and this directs to the disbelievers. B harf jar. Ayat, ayah is here you can see B ayatina. B ayat. Now this is majroor ayat, and noon al fa'ilin is coming with the ayat noun. So what will be the place of this noon fa'ilin damir? Fi mahalla jar mudaf ilayh. You know, as when the damir is attached with the noun ayah, in this case ayah is a noun. Whenever damir is attached with a noun, it comes under the position of mudaf ilayhi. لأنه اتصله باسم, means it is joined with bil ism. Okay, bil ism, now joined with noun. Kizaba is maf'ul mutlaq. Now you must have understood what is maf'ul mutlaq, because kizab is coming from the verb kazaba. And you see in this sentence, this is a very good example of maf'ul mutlaq. It comes at the end of the sentence. It is nakira and mansub, and it is derived or made from the verb kadhaba, and the verb is mentioned here. In this case, this verb is mentioned here, and before previous ayah, the verb was deleted. So this is a very good example of maf'ul mutlaq. Mansub. Maf'ul mutlaq is always mansub, comes at the end of the ayah, and it is derived from the same verb. This verb kidhab is made. If you can see kaf, the za, and the ba, it has the same letters as this. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. حرف عطف كل منصوب بالفعل أحسن أحصى. Kulla is mansub bil fi'l ahsa, and shay'in is in mudaf ilahi. As I told you, kulla, when kulla comes, anything after that comes is in mudaf ilahi. And this is a noun actually. Kulla is a noun, and when it comes, it takes noun into mudaf ilahi structure. So kulla is mansub bil fi'l ahsa. Why it is mansub? Because of this fi'l ahsa. This fail, it has been made into mansub. And here fail has come after, and the maf'ul bihi has come before. So it has preceded before the fail. Shay'in is mudaf ilayhi majroor. Why? Because it is attached with kulla. And this noun, know that this noun can change the harakas, all three harakas. Ahsa is fail madi. Noon al fa'ilin, it is marfu attached with fa'il. Now it is in the, as you can see, this is fail, this is fa'il. If you take the formula, now this damir is in the position of maf'ul bihi, since fa'il and maf'ul bihi are both in damir, has come as in damir. So this in itself is jumla failure, because you get fail, fa'il, maf'ul bihi, both, all three of them. So noon fa'ilin is in marfu case, as it is attached with a fail and it's in fa'il position. Hu maf'ulun bihi mansub, and kitaban is masdar and it is hal. Kitaban means maktuban, it is written, it is explaining the position, the present situation. Wa ahsaynahu kitaba means everything is written. Allah Ta'ala has everything written in the written. Kitaban means it is written in their book of deeds. Now we come to the last ayah of this topic. Here ends the description of the hell and the disbelievers, the situation of the disbelievers. And after this ayah starts with the righteous people. The description of the righteous people comes. So let's see our last ayah. Ayah number 30. فَذُوقُوا فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ إِلَّا عَذَابًا. Fa is fa'u at-ta'lili, and it is for reason. And why it is known as ta'lili means it is giving the reason. Now everything the ayah came before that for they denied, and then they did this, they did that. So because they denied the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was the reason Allah is using fa ta'lili. For that reason, now He commands. فَذُوقُوا means taste it. فَلَن نَزِيدَكُمْ I will not increase illa except the adab. So that's why fa ta'lili giving the reason. ذُوقُوا فعل ماضي وفعل واو الجمع. This is I'm sorry, it is not fail madi. This is fail amr. This is fail amr, not fail madi. Okay. Please make a correction here. It's fail amr. فذوقوا فاعله واو الجمع. فا حرف عطف. لن حرف مصدري نصب or استقبال. Now حرف مصدري or harf nasb or harf istiqbal. Lan is known as all three of them. It comes as masdari, nasb, istiqbal means the meaning of lan is will not. Now, will not means negating something. When you want to negate something in future, you don't want to do something in future, you will say, I will not do this in tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You will say, Lan azhaba ilal madrasati. I will not go to school. You will in future not go to school. So you can use this harf istiqbal. And nasb, it makes the fi'l mudari into nasb case. And masdari, it gives you the meaning of verbal noun like going. You will not be going to the school. So that's why it is known as masdari nasb and istiqbal. Nazida fail mudare mansoob. Why it is mansoob? Because harf nasb has come. Alama nasb al fatha zahira liannahu sahih al akhir. Why you are seeing the fatha zahira here? Because dal is from the sahih letter. That's why you need to explain liannahu sahih al akhir. وَفَاعِلُهُ damir mustatir. Now, where is the file hidden? Inside. As I told you, ana, nahnu, anta, huwa, and hiya. All these five has hidden damir mustatir in present tense. تقديره نحن. When you see harf anaitu noon present, that means تقديره directing to nahnu. And kum is ma'ful bihi awwal. Now, here. This is nazidakum. Why kum is in maful bihi position? Because after fail comes the file. File is hidden. And then comes the maful bihi. So in this, I'm sorry. In this fail, you get the fail plus file plus maful bihi. Now fail is here nazida. Where is the file? The noon nahnu, taqdiru nahnu, and kum is in the place of maful bihi. So that's why now this is the first maf'ul bihi. Illa harf hasr. And adab is maf'ul bihi mansub sanin. This is the maf'ul bihi thanin. Why thanin? After harf istasna comes the excluded one, the mustasna. And this is always in mansub case. And since this is a negative sentence, as we did in the grammar rules, when there is a negative sentence and nothing is the included, the group is not mentioned here. Nazidakum, there is only fail and a maqulun bihi. There is no group present here. Then what happens? What will you do? You can make the mustasna, eraab of mustasna according to the position of the sentence. So here nazida is fail and nahnu taqdiruhu damir is mustatir. Kum is first maful bihi and the second one is maful bihi sanin. That's why it is in the maful bihi position, because this here you don't get the group, the included group, or the mustasna minhu is not mentioned here, and the sentence is negative by lan. That's why.